Hey guys, this is John Corabi, and you were listening to and watching Let's Rock. Hey boss, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right. Is that a Daisies background behind you?
Yeah, of course it is.
Wow, look at you,
Hey man,
Mr. High.
I love the daisies. I love the daisies. What can I say?
Awesome, brother. Thank you.
Actually, you know what? The last time I saw you was with a bunch of hookers and blow in Ottawa.
Yes, that was it. That was a very interesting tour, what I remember of it.
That was a great night. That was an awesome show.
Yeah, I love those guys. Dizzy, obviously, he's an extended family member with the Daisies, and I've actually done some shows with years ago. I played guitar and sang some stuff with an early incarnation of hookers and blows. So um, there was definitely some debauchery on that run. It was awesome.
It was a really fun night. So welcome back to Let's Rock and congratulations, you're back. You're a daisy again.
Yes, sir.
How'd that
Yeah.
happen? What's going on?
Honestly, I I kind of saw that Glenn was doing his 50th anniversary of the Burn album, and then he had made some sort of he did a post probably 6 or 7 months ago that he might be doing some shows with BCC, and it was weird. David Lowy just gave me a call and he said, "Hey, dude, you know, I hope you enjoyed your 3 years off. Do you want to come back?" And I was like, "Yeah." So we went. We had dinner together, and we just kind of sat and bullshitted about a bunch of stuff, and I was happy to come back. I mean, I didn't leave on bad terms with the band. Um, it was just it was just the schedules were just crazy prior to me leaving. I mean, we were doing acoustic sets, and we were just we were just booked like crazy, and I just needed a little bit of a breather. And to be honest with you, again, my son was in my other ear, yelling at me, going, "Dad, when are we going to do some fucking shows together again?" So I took off. I went out and I did some solo shows with acoustically, and I did some shows with my solo band overseas. And then COVID hit, and then I sat for 3 years like everybody else, just waiting to get the green light to go back to work. Um, David called and he said, "Hey man, do you want to come back?" And I said, "Yeah, I'd love to." So we sat down and we worked it out, and here I am.
There you go. It's a really interesting concept for a band, isn't it? I mean, you guys have had almost as many member changes as Spinal Tap, but yours is on purpose.
Yeah, it's just, look, at the end of the day, David's a very smart man. He's obviously a genius when it comes to business, and you know, um, he's always had a desire to play music as well. He kind of arrived a little late in the game. He's always played guitar. He's always had that. It's always been there. And he put together a bunch of guys that um, he could go out and he could have some fun with. Um, but also knowing too that a lot of the guys that he was picking and he was working with uh, also had busy schedules. So, they call it a collective. Uh, obviously, when I joined the band, Dizzy and Richard were in the band, but you know, they had like 2 or 3 years off, 4 years off from Guns N' Roses. Um, and David knew that. He brought him in, and the idea was, come on in, let's do something here, let's go have some fun. And you know what? If you have to go back to Guns N' Roses, just let me know. Give me a heads up, and we'll figure it out. So it's pretty uh it's pretty open. You know what I mean? If something comes up, well, I've got a few things in the work that I spoke to David about. I'm actually developing a TV show and um, some different things like that. And I just said, look, man, hopefully, this won't interfere with this, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So we're just having fun, and it was great. I rehearsed with the band a couple weeks ago, first time in 3 or 4 years. Um, we've still got some rust to shake off, but it sounded awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. It's going to be cool.
Like riding a bike.
Yeah, and I do want to say something. No, it just something irritates me about a lot of these people that have written about the Daisies, and I've said this before. It irritates me that a lot of people look at this thing, and their first uh, assumption is just some you know billionaire that's got some fucking middle life midlife crisis, and he's just out trying to do his thing. And I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Yes, David is who he is, and he could be a guy that says, you know what, I'm going to pay all you guys. I want you guys to write all the music, and then I'm just going to come on stage and just stand there like a rock star and enjoy the limelight. But he's not. He is literally there every step of the way, and he actually contributes to this thing. He's in the studio with us working on the songs. He's tearing the songs apart. He's for example, prime example is Long Way to Go. That intro guitar riff is David's riff. uh and he had the riff, he brought it to us, he's like, man, I think this is really cool. And then we all get into a room together and we bash that riff out, you know for multiple hours, and we develop it and make it a song, and then we go in together and we record it, and David plays in the studio and he plays live. So this isn't just a you know go do that, go write the song, you know what I mean? Like, he's actually there with us, he's contributing, he's a great dude, and I wish people would just shut the fuck up and enjoy it for what it is. It's 4 or 5 friends getting together, writing the best music they can and just going out and having a fucking grand old time. You know what I mean?
Isn't that what it's all about?
Yeah, basically.
Should be. Now you have a new greatest hits album coming
Yeah.
out. What is it? August 18th, I think, right?
Yeah, it comes out August 18th, but the pre-order starts actually today.
Right. I saw that. I was just going to mention
Yeah.
that. Now this is kind of an interesting thing for me. What is the thinking behind a greatest hits album in this day and age?
I don't, I don't know if it's call it greatest hits. We're not Aerosmith. We're not the Rolling Stones or anything like that. But it's just, honestly, it's celebrating this last 10 years. I mean, it's crazy now. When I saw the press release and I was talking to the manager, I said, holy shit, man, I can't believe the fucking Daisies have been around now 10 years. And it's just, a lot has happened in the 10 years. I'm coming back. Hopefully we're going to get into the studio and work on a new record. Hopefully next year. It's just hey man, we're celebrating 10 years. Here's what we've done. Here's some of the stuff that we've done up to this point. You know what I mean? it's just a marker. It's a 10-year marker. That's, it is what it is. It's a great album because it really just kind of encapsulates all this, all of the different lineups and all this different stuff that's happened over the last 10 years, and it's killer. Like, I love the songs that are on it. I love John Stevens' voice. I love Glenn Hughes's voice. And it's just like, hey, here's what we've done so far, more to come. You know what I mean?
You answered my next question. That means you are working on new music together. Good.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, like at this point, if I can be frank, like I went up to New York with the guys, and you know, it was just, it was kind of little, you know, it was like a week of just fucking off and having some fun. Um, me and all the guys, we like at the end of the day, we'd go to this little restaurant next door to our hotel, and there was a few nights that we closed the bar and we just kind of hung out. We had some Guinness and we had some shots, and just laughing and goofing off and telling stories about things that happened 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. But in all honesty, right now our main focus is just blowing the dust and the rust off a lot of these old songs that even they hadn't done in 3 or 4 years since I left.
Right.
So, uh, you know, there is music to come. I've got ideas. Doug said he's got a bunch of ideas. We've all got home studios now. So like my next step is, mine was kind of, I took it down. I was doing some remodeling in my house, but I'm putting my studio all back together, and I've got a ton of ideas that I'm going to send off to the guys, just to see what sticks. But I feel very confident in saying that there will be new music coming soon.
Good. I'm glad you mentioned Glenn Hughes. I actually was reading your autobiography, and there was a quote in that really made me think. And it was when Hughes came into the studio and just ripped through a song in no time at all. And your quote was, I'm going to read this so I don't mess up. That's the difference between the old school guys and the guys now. He literally came in and just fucking nailed it. And it made me think, like, is there that? I mean, you're one of the old school guys too. No offense. I mean, I hope that doesn't age.
No.
What's the difference?
Here's the thing, especially now, like I kind of arrived late to the party, but in that 3 years that we were all sitting at home playing with our balls during COVID, I thought I was very productive. I wrote the book, and then I took some classes on how to use Pro Tools, which I really, now I'm kicking myself in the ass. I wish I would have learned it 10 or 15 years ago, because I'd be a fucking master at it right now. But, the thing that irritates me is, and I think you see it, it's a little more prevalent. There's a handful of artists that it still approach things in an old school manner. But if you look at a lot of the stuff now, the technology is so much greater now than it was back in the 70s, late 60s, 70s, all the shit. And I think that what I meant by that comment is, how many times have you gone and heard a record and went, holy shit, this fucking band or this singer kicks ass. And then you go see them live and you realize, like, oh, okay, they used the shit out of things like auto-tune, time correcting the drums, pitch correcting all the notes on the guitar. And I just don't believe in that. I just had a young kid, and no disrespect to him, but he was listening to one of my songs that I released while I was out of the band. I released a song called Your Own Worst Enemy. And he heard the song and he's like, wow, man, this is great. Like, so when you do your vocals, like, you know, do you sing with like auto tune? And I'm like, no. And he goes, well, how do you do your vocals? And I go, I just sing it till I get it fucking right. And he's like, oh, dude, you got to just run it through auto tune. And I'm like, no, I'm just going to do it my way. I'm going to sing the motherfucker until I get it right. You know, the rhythm and the pitch and all that other kind of shit. And that's the thing. Like, you sit down and you look at bands like the Beatles or Rolling Stones or Queen or Zeppelin, or I mean, Zeppelin did their first album in a day, 24 hours. And, you know, so that tells you that they went in, they wrote those songs, they rehearsed them, and then they went into the song and they went into the studio and they fucking laid it down. And then Robert Plant stepped up to the microphone and he sang his dick off. So as great as all of the advancements are in recording, I think that a lot of people now tend to use it as a crutch. So then you, as the artist, or not the artist, the buyer, you go buy a record and you're like, oh my God, this is fucking brilliant. And then you go see the band and you're like, hey, fuck, okay, that singer was horrible, or that singer wasn't that great, or you know what I mean? So and now we got that, what do you call it, the AI shit,
Right.
where it's like, was it Drake or something just released it's like a Drake track and he didn't even sing it. It's like a robot fucking synthetically recreated his voice and they put it on a track, and it's like the #1 fucking single or some shit. It's crazy. It's selling gazillions of records. And I'm like, this is just, you know, so I like the old school guys like Glenn. When he came in, he listened to the song 2 or 3 times. He made some notes. He stepped up to the microphone and he sang it once through. Bob asked him to do it one more time just for good keeping. He did it and he left and he gave everybody a hug and he walked out, and it was fucking brilliance. Brilliance. So I kind of look to those guys, the old school guys.
Right. And nowadays the technology is so good, you cannot tell if it's been fiddled with or not.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe it. Like, I didn't even know what the hell was going on. I just saw a news report. You know, one of the news stations ran this thing about AI redoing this Drake track, and then there was a list of like 5 or 10 songs that artists had done that they didn't actually sing. It was like they basically load all their music in, the AI sits and listens to the voice, figures out the tones, the tenor, the phrasing, all that shit, and then just goes in and recreates a vocal track. And I go, what the fuck? Like, it's crazy.
Think of all the time you can save.
True. I could literally do a record while I'm on tour and never be in the studio. Awesome.
You could do a record today.
Yeah, but you know what? Again, I love the technology, but again, it's not really fair. I'm sorry, it's not really fair to the ticket buyer, to the record buyer. You're buying something that I had nothing to do with.
And that's what I loved about seeing the Daisies last time. When I saw you guys in Ottawa, it sounded identical to the record. The guitar sound was the same, the voice was the same. It was the way rock and roll should be. You weren't hiding anything.
Well, and trust me, there was glitches, you know, but that's the beauty of, you know, I don't want perfect.
That's not
I want personality. And right. It's funny. I posted something. It's on my Instagram page. I have to figure out, but it said something like, music fans don't want perfection. They want to feel something when they go to a show. And you know, uh, that's what we kind of prided ourselves on. It was like when we got together, um, and I'm only speaking for my tenure with the band, but when we got together, we made it feel like, or tried to make it feel like, a fucking party. It was a party. I want you to help me sing. I want Doug to help me. I want everybody to be involved in this thing. And that's what we went for. I think we achieved it. And I'm looking forward to going back out and doing, you know, the same thing all over again. Let's just make it a fucking party where everybody comes and has fun. Because Lord knows, after 3 years of COVID and having to get up every day, 9 to 5, and work your job, you want to come and you want to have some fucking fun.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But before that, real quick, because I know you've got other stuff to do. In what is it, 2 weeks? You're out on the road with Tom Kiefer and Winger.
Yes, I'm doing. You know what though? I'm so embracing it after, like I said, 3 years of COVID. I literally start August 15th. I go, or not August 15th, June 15th. Thank you. I go to July 15th in Chicago. 16th, I fly to New York, rehearse again with the Daisies for another week, fly home, get back in my vehicle, go to Dallas, and finish up the tour. We do Texas, Wisconsin, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, back to Nashville, finish up at the Ryman Theater, the legendary Ryman Theater, and then come home that night after the show, unpack, repack, and then fly right out for the Daisies. We start the tour like 3 or 4 days later.
And Canada, late August, mid to late August in Canada.
Yes,
August
yeah,
30th, I think, in Ottawa.
I think we have a couple shows in America, and then we head up to Canada. And I'm actually looking forward to it because, like, there's parts of Canada that, like, oddly enough, I did the Motley record in Vancouver.
Right.
Never played there. I've never done one show in Vancouver with any of the bands I've ever been in. So I'm looking forward to it.
Playing there this time, though. Nice. Awesome. John, thanks for this, man. This is amazing. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on August 30th in Ottawa. Good luck with the tour with Tom Kiefer and Winger. And good luck with the release of the greatest hits.
Awesome, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you.